Formica Group and James Young team up to tile a backsplash. Kay and I are going to add some polish to this kitchen with a tile backsplash. It's a project you can finish in just 2 days with the right tools and supplies. Here's what you'll need.
Okay, James, let's get started.
Wait, before we get started, we're gonna put a drop cloth or some newspaper at our workplace. We're gonna shut off the power to any outlets or switches, pull out the range, remove any cover plates. Any home project begins by making sure your surface is clean and even. A light sanding will ensure your adhesive will adhere well, but you can also install tile board to guarantee you have a smooth, clean surface. You can attach a scrap piece of wood as a temporary ledger board at the baseline between your cabinets with the range inserts. To figure out where you start tiling, you need to find the visual center of the wall. That's just the area halfway between your two endpoints. Then use a level to draw a starting line for aligning your tiles vertically. Starting to one side of your center line, use your trowel to apply a thin layer of mortar or mastic, which is an adhesive. When applying mastic, put the material on the substrate with the knife edge of the trowel and work it around. Then use the notch end of the trowel to spread the mastic evenly. You may need a smaller trowel to get into tight places, like corners. Only work in small areas, about 2 feet by 2 feet, so the mastic or mortar doesn't dry before the tiles are set. If it starts to harden, you can wipe it with a wet sponge. Now place your first tile or tile sheet. Begin at the bottom so it's aligned with the center line. Wiggle it a little bit to get it in place. Press some tile spacers between the countertop and the wall to leave an even gap between the tiles and the countertop. You'll fill that in with caulk later. Continue installing the tiles and spacers from the bottom up, working away from the center line. If you need to cut the tile at the end of a row or around an electrical outlet, mark the tile and cut it with a tile saw. When all of your tile is in place, let it sit for 24 hours. Then remove all the spacers. After you mix your grout according to the manufacturer's directions, apply it over the tiles, pressing it into the joints with the tile float. Make sure you hold the float at a 45-degree angle for the best application. Don't grout the base of the bottom tiles, you'll caulk that later. After all joints are filled, use the float to scrape off the excess grout. Wait about 10 minutes, then wipe the tiles gently with a damp sponge until they're clean. But be careful not to wipe the grout out of the tile joints. Then let the grout dry for 4 to 6 hours. The tiles will have a hazy surface that you can buff off with a dry cloth. Apply a thin bead of caulk where the tile meets the countertop to seal moisture out. And your work is done.
Wow, I had no idea I could do this.
This looks great. I love the look of tile, but you can also have a beautiful backsplash with unexpected materials like Formica laminate. Formica laminate is faster, easier, and less expensive to install, with hundreds of colors and designs to choose from. Whether you're looking for vibrant colors and patterns for a great focal point, or subtle colors that complement other walls in a room, Formica Group has a laminate you'll love. Find out more at Formica.com.